Yeah, but I never played the second Penumbra game, but I heard that they focused way too much on the combat in that one. So
Um, if it's the one I'm thinking of, the one where you like see the gray alien guys
yeah,
who
I think
look
so.
who look really funny, actually. But yeah, I think that one, like, if I remember correctly, I think you should run a lot, but I don't think you had to
No.
necessarily. But if you weren't good at the combat, they'd kill you really quickly.
Yeah, well, I never played it. I actually never finished the first Penumbra game because I got stuck, and when I get stuck, I get angry, and when I get angry, I don't play the game.
Aw.
I know I'm horrible like that. I should play it. I got very far in it, and but I have to say about the Penumbra game is that I was the most scared in the beginning, but I sort of got used to it after a while. But it was still a scary game. So anyone who hasn't played it and love horror games, what the hell are you doing? Go play it, basically.
Yeah. I pretty
Yeah.
much agree with that one. But yeah, that's another thing too. Is you can like, even if they start off really good, like eventually, I guess you kind of get used to it if they
Yeah.
if they don't find new ways to scare you, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess that was the problem for me with Penumbra, that I got stuck and I was running back and forth in the same area a lot. So I got used to these dog thingies, so they weren't scary anymore. They were just annoying.
Yeah,
So
the
that's a
dog
problem.
the dogs were basically like the only enemy for like a really long time, I think.
Yeah.
Or was it
Uh,
for the whole game?
well, they were always there, I think, but I shouldn't say too much since I didn't finish the game, so I don't actually know how far I got in it. But I did read the ending, and that was sort of like, what?
Yeah, the ending's kind of strange, actually. And
Yeah,
it,
let's
it is
just
for
go with strange.
it is for the second one too.
Yeah, and like I said, I never got that far in the games.
Well, I kind of like the ending, but it's a very strange, kind of weird, trippy kind of thing goes on. It's very hard to understand about that.
But horror games are supposed to be hard to understand, so that's okay.
Yeah.
But those were fairly old. I mean, not old games. They only have a few years behind them. But any other games? I've been out of the horror game loop for a while now. But can you suggest any other horror games that are a bit more modern, that are good?
Um, I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to count Left 4 Dead as a horror game. Uh,
I think we kind of broke the horror in that one when I was smashing a tank over the head with a baseball bat.
yeah, all horror goes out the window when you're chasing down the big muscled zombie with a baseball bat. Yes.
Yeah, it sort of goes like, okay, it's not scary anymore. Uh,
Especially when you have like a bunch of other guys laughing their asses off about you doing it.
yeah, and then like the other guy goes up to every single witch and shoots her in the head with a shotgun. Yeah, it sort of takes the horror out of it.
I don't know. I haven't. I'm thinking about it, and I haven't actually seen I guess, a good horror game for a while. At least not one I would say is really good. Outside of
No.
like maybe the Fear games, but
I
uh,
never got into them. I played the first one, but I wasn't really scared by it. There were a few moments where I jumped, I have to admit. But overall, I mean, bullet time
yeah,
ruins everything.
yeah. Well, that's the pro. That's kind of the problem with them. Like, if they're going for more of the horror side, it goes pretty well. But then there's like large segments that are just killing,
Yeah.
people. You're just shooting other soldiers.
Yeah, right now I remember when you like shift into this other world thingy.
Well, they did that more in the
Or-
second game, actually.
Okay. I never played the second game, so I can't really say, but.
Yeah, like there's be segments where you're just being attacked by ghosts and stuff,
Mm.
and those are like the scary sections. But then there are the sections where you're fighting the soldiers, and those are large sections, and that's not scary at all. So
no.
I, they're supposed to be scary at times, but they don't stick with it.
Oh.
So I wouldn't. I don't know.
Nah, I'm not gonna really run out and buy them. Maybe if I have a real FPS drought or something. I don't know. When I don't have any other FPS, maybe. Because I'm a huge FPS nerd. I play everything in FPS, basically. For those of you uneducated, FPS is first-person shooter.
Yeah, I was going to explain that because some people are like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, but I love FPS. I think they have an untapped potential for storytelling. And when I do become a game designer, I'm probably gonna do a lot in FPS.
Yeah, I like FPS games too, but I don't know. To me, it seems like that seems to be like the one genre of games that should be really good for horror, but
Yeah.
they're like never have been to me.
No, it's really unfortunate. Oh, I thought of another good. Well, okay, people are gonna argue with me about this one.
Uh-oh,
About
controversy.
Well, it's not controversy, but I don't think people were as scared by it as I was. But I was playing Alan Wake, and I love that game. I think it's wonderful, but it's not scary in that sense. It's more tense. It's more atmospheric.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's too
Well,
bad that it was only released for the 360. Really.
yeah, I was hoping it'd be on PC too because that's what I have, but
Yeah,
because I want to
exactly.
play it.
They were talking about releasing it, and then they said, no, we're not going to release it for the PC. But now that they released Alan Wake again, it was like, okay, we're going to release it for the PC as well. So keep your thumbs or fingers crossed. I
Yeah.
really hope that it reaches a bigger audience because I loved Alan Wake. I really did.
Yeah, I've seen somebody playing through it because I didn't think I'd ever get the chance to actually play it
Yeah.
myself. But it seemed like I guess we can call it a horror game because it's not like
Yeah.
it's not like jump scares scary like a lot of games are
No.
trying to be, but it does definitely seem to create like an atmosphere and a tense mood and everything like that. So
Absolutely.
that's good, a good. I think any good horror game will be able to do that. So
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
think it's definitely a lot of untapped potential. Alan Wake was not perfect. There were a lot of flaws to that game, and the horror didn't always come through as well as it should have. But it's still a really good game. So if you haven't tried it and you can, try it. I really think you should. I got the collector's edition.
oh, okay, but
So
did that
yeah, I
come with
really
anything
want people
extra?
to play it. Well, yeah, I got a book with it. Sort of like Alan Wake is the character you play as, and he's a writer, and so you get a book with stuff from his books in game, so to speak. So, sort of his journal.
Now, one element about that game that I wondered about was there's lots of places where you find what was it? Document pages? I can't remember what it was called. Like manuscripts.
Manuscript pages. Yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of like foreshadowed what you're going to be seeing a little bit later.
I was worried about that when I was playing the game because I thought it like spoiled everything. So a lot of times I thought it was like, should I really pick this up?
That's what I was
but-
wondering was, did it ever seem to hurt
There were a few times that it really did hurt the narrative, but there were other times where you sort of like you get the page and then like 1 hour later it sort of comes back. So you've had an entire hour to construct this scenery, a scenario in your head of what happened before this page, what happened after it, and such. So it was effective at times, but other times you were sort of like, that's it. I picked this page up 20 minutes ago and this is it.
The problem I saw that might come out of it was, I think it would work if they were sufficiently mysterious about what they're foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But it seemed like if they weren't really mysterious about it and kind of spelled it out too much, that it would just kind of ruin the moment when it finally came.
Yeah, I don't really know what they were thinking with some of them because they really were too obvious. But I haven't tried the downloadable content yet because they released a lot of new episodes, and I actually got the first episode they released for free, The Signal, I think it was, but I never downloaded it and I never played it, so I can't really say. So I should.
Yeah, you
really
should. It's free. Why not?
Well, the first one, they released like 2 others, I think, so they're not free.
Oh, okay.
I only got the first one free. They're like, hey, taste this. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, we got more, but it's going to cost you.
They're like a drug dealer.
Yeah, it's terrible of them. But they're promising like 2 sequels, I think. They're talking about a trilogy, so yeah, looking forward to that. And they're finished, so
Okay, cool.
yeah, so it's at least close to my country. I got something to be proud of.
Yeah, but I was gonna, I guess, come back to something I thought of earlier, where I said that the FPS genre seems to be the worst for making horror
The best or the
happen.
worst?
The wor- the worst, or I would think,
Yeah.
like a first-person shooter, like like I talked about earlier, the Fear games.
Yeah.
They tried to be horror, obviously from their completely ridiculous name. I have no idea what that acronym is supposed to mean. It doesn't make any sense, but it
I
spells
don't
fear.
remember any. Well, they had
It's
some acronym for it, but whatever.
Yeah, it's like first encounter. I don't know, some assault and recon, which is assault and recon, which is completely ridiculous because you don't send your recon team to assault anything. But
Of course you do.
No,
No, you don't.
but it kind of, I don't know, like it felt in that regard because it way too often would just have large sections where you had to shoot people,
Yeah.
and they weren't anything scary. They were just other soldiers, so it wasn't really that frightening. Um, the Quake 4 and Doom 3 more recently,
Oh, good grief, yes.
they both tried to be scary,
But failed.
but they really weren't because it seemed more like you were just kind of running through the shooting gallery,
Yeah.
you know. And Quake 4 had a moment in it where you actually saw this drug getting created.
Well, you were becoming a one of what are they called? Those
Yeah,
thingies.
Strog.
You became Strog. You became one of them. So
Yeah, so you got to see like the assembly line process.
yeah,
I thought that was really creepy. But
it
then
was.
but then the game went like right back to, just keep shooting waves and waves of demons again and
Yeah,
blah blah
not
blah.
demons, aliens.
Aliens, yes, aliens.
No, wait.
From
Yes.
from hell.
I don't remember.
No, Doom's the one they're from hell. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But I'm not sure. Where are they? Aren't they from another dimension in Quake? Or at least I think they were in the
I
first
can't
game.
remember.
Well, the first game didn't really
Yeah,
have a story, so
potentially.
maybe we should. I don't think we should linger on
Yeah.
the story of Quake anyway.
But then like Doom 3 had the thing that I was talking about where it was like
Dark.
you couldn't really see that well, and they try to let you hear the monsters first to try to create the scares and everything.
Yeah.
But I think that more than anything just kind of made people angry because they couldn't see anything.
Yeah, it was like you're walking through the dark and you're supposed to be scared, and then the screen starts flashing red as you're getting hit, and you're like, what the, hey, come on, where are you hitting me from? So that got kind of annoying.
All right,
Right, we're back.
Yes, a little bit of technical difficulties. We
We're allowed
broke
to.
something.
Yeah, we broke the internet, or the microphone, or whatever. Sorry for any sound problems that might occur because of this. Whoa, what the hell was that?
What happened?
I heard something. Never mind.
Okay, more. There we go. More difficulties. Technology is
No,
wonderful.
well, I hear you fine, so whatever.
Okay.
It was part of the horror thingy. Ha ha ha, it's Halloween.
Yeah. Spooky sounds.
Yeah, ooh. But anyway, Doom 3, where were we? We were talking about the dark and how pissy it was.
Yeah. I think it served more to make people angry than
Yeah, it
to scare them.
definitely did.
Especially
They
since
were-
there was constantly like alcoves opening behind you, and that was just complete BS.
Yeah, that was so annoying because you got so used to it. I mean, every time I pressed a button, I basically just automatically turned around because I knew they were going to open a panel behind me. And the only times when I got really scared was, I think it was when they didn't really mean to. Sort of like a monster jumping out when, like, I had backtracked or forgotten a monster, and I was totally sure I'd gotten everything, and then you get like hit in the back. That's basically
Yeah.
when I get scared, I think.